The Mormon religion is made up of Stoicism and Epicureanism. These are philosophers called the skeptics. So, under these philosophies of empire, not only does the Mormon religion have history to make up for, it doesn't replicate any form of art. Art would be a conductive force rather than a constructive one. So, under Mormonism, not only does the conductive history of semiconductors have a dismantleable state of union, these unions are gratified within themselves. So, the Mormon religion is capacity. Not only is capacity charge by charge, it's non-existential. It is velocity. So if velocity is the capacity of all exercised thought, the thought itself is the constraint to placebo. And placebo is a dismemberment and a joining of the art of Mormonism. So, if the art of Mormonism is to have any form of capacity at all, it must have double negatives. So, double negatives have to refer to two parts at once, not just two parts separately. So if two parts at once exist, acceleration is the church that Mormons go by. So under acceleration, there are multiple factors that involve a scientist's methodology. So if scientists are baptized Christian, then they are also part of catechism. So not only does the membership class join the mantle of internment, internment is a negative here, which means it's a union. And unions are rifts for joining and assembling linear thoughts of programming. So programming may be utilized under the Mormon religion, but it's not the specific task of the Mormon religion to use. It is the denominational church that does that, and they are very much against it. So, in the Mormon religion, there is something called the skeptic. And under skepticism, there is the functionality of who gets processing over incrimination. And in skepticism, not only does the lawyer and the defendant take the place of subpar and par, the union of officers are held to constrain their diction. And diction is a language device rather than a free will exercise. So if devices are handled by particulars, there is a systematic quantification that occurs that concisely declares reason. And the age of reason begins when the Mormon religion begins. Because the age of reason begins when nobody has cross section, cross section is the replacement of religion. And this is when religion becomes part of a denomination. And denomination is declared in trinities rather than triads. So the Holy Trinity isn't exactly what we were going for here, but it is exactly what we were referring to. It means there's two crosses. One cross being the negative, one cross being the positive. And that leads all back into the speech rights of action, which is art. And art is the history of language. So if art has any divisible history in the Age of Reason, not only does this age devote itself to the inferment that judgment is a vital, the vital is part of who gets to have a significant figure in power, and this is election. Election means significant numbers rather than significant figures. And significant numbers are reflexes for dividing language into utilities. And utilities manufacture language and they replace biblical language with seals of approval. And the seal of approval is the binary option between human and non-human bodies, which are called corpuses. And corpuses are their form that do not open but carry the capacity for manufacturing power. So since power is a corpus of corpuses, there is no language for double negatives, but only one host, which is the container of vacuum. And vacuum is the language of art, and art is the language of science, which is reason.